everyone and welcome to the ScreenShare screening event. My name is Alison and along with Emily, who you'll meet later, we designed and produced ScreenShare. Now ScreenShare is part of MESA Festival, which is being run by The Field, the future innovators of East London dance, and the festival's been on all week. Now like everyone, we've had to do things a little bit differently this year, but we're delighted to bring you this event online. It's not quite the same as sitting in a cinema together, so for that optimum experience we do recommend grabbing some popcorn, maybe a drink, sitting comfortably and settling in for a great evening. We'd also love you to join in the live comments section so it can all feel like we're in the room and watching the films together. We have 5 incredible films for you this evening, featuring 3 brand new works from the next generation of talented filmmakers. These films are the result of a mentoring programme which gave 3 young artists the opportunity to develop their craft and learn from established screen dance artists at the top of their game. Mohika, Maria and Anna have worked incredibly hard to make a film within a month, and so we hope you'll join us in celebrating their successes. There will also be 2 films from mentors Katrina McPherson and Botis Seva, and you can see the full programme note and running order in the link in the description. I'd like to give a particular thank you to Sightlines, who have worked with us to audio describe these films for those who are blind or partially sighted. After the screening, we'll all move over to Zoom for a post-show discussion and Q&A with the artists, so please do stick around. We'd love to have you there and ask your questions. So, without further ado, I'm delighted to present the ScreenShare screening event and our first film from Mohika Shankar. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Mohika Shankar and the title of my film is Panchtatva, the Elements of Life. A Sanskrit word, Panchtatva, translates to the 5 elements that surround us in our natural environment, namely earth, air, water, fire and space. During these unprecedented times, I feel that reconnecting with nature has given a lot of us new hope and positivity. This film thus takes us on a journey to explore and appreciate these elements around us and ultimately find these within ourselves. This program has given me a lot of insight into the world of dancing and camera. Collaborating with artists from different fields has also been very exciting. There were quite a few challenges during shoots that I had to experience, for example, bad weather, or handling a camera for the first time, and so on. But the guidance and support provided by my mentor, Katrina McPherson, has really turned these into new learning experiences. I'm really grateful to have had the opportunity to be mentored by her and to gain a better understanding of this field from her. This program has opened a lot of new avenues for me and given me food for thought for the future as well. I feel that my journey exploring this field has just begun. A huge thank you to the field for designing this program, and I hope you guys like what we have created. Thank you.
Panchtatva, the Elements of Life. 3 young women dressed in black stand in a park by a lake and take in their surroundings. Their arms ripple gracefully one by one, connecting with the trees and water around them.
Ablaze in the agony, center of life. Everything enclosed in nothing. Paralyzed yet free. Contained yet unbound. Fixed yet unpredictable. Creator, destroyer. Satan, yet liberator. Apparent, yet ambiguous. Clear, yet clouded.
One stands before the lake, rolling her shoulders and rippling her arms. She turns and leans back over the water, extending her arm to the sky. Another reaches into the mirror-like lake and scoops water into her hand.
An ocean of questions, an answer itself, penetrable but indestructible, chaotic, still peaceful, declared without words, established without character, vast but connected, wandering in the empty, life in the dark.
They make contact with the things of nature around them, rippling hands in the water, looking up into the canopy, gripping the rough bark of the trees and arching in silhouette under the sun.
Impartial, modest, forgiving. Discovered but not yet deciphered. Vengeful, wayward but protector. Beloved yet obscure. Falling and flying. Flowing yet stagnant. Existing in each yet mysterious. Moldable but imperishable. Each yet whole.
Two stand with their backs to us as water trips down rocks between them. They raise their arms to the branches above them and sink at the knees. All three group together, coiling like serpents.
One hurts, one heals, one soothes, one frees, one holds all beings. Perfect and flawless, governed but lawless, with none but all. Benign and baleful, appalling for one, fetching for another, riddle to one, guide to another.
Two pass between the criss-cross trunks of trees. Droplets of rain sprinkle blades of grass as one springs and turns, slicing the air with one arm. She flops over and rises. She dips and stands, pumping her chest. Another passes her hand before her face, fingers pinched and wrists twisting like an Indian dancer.
In unison with the soul, in harmony with the mind. An epitome of God, a tangible dream, incessantly blazing, perpetually cruising, discreetly hurling, emphatically adamant, openly surrounding.
As the rippling water reflects the trees, two coil to the ground and sit cross-legged on the grass, shaping their hands as though holding invisible bowls. Another spins, looking over her shoulder as she turns.
Older than time, but fresh as daisy. Attainable, but not tameable. Deferable, but unstoppable.
They stand by the lake and in the forest, eyes closed, raising their arms to the sky.
कण कण में, रग रग में, हर फूल में, हर पत्र में, सर्वप्रथम सर्वव्यापक, स्थापित है सर्वत्र में.
We look up through the trees to the sky. Darkness. In the loving memory of my nanny. Background score, Jungle, composed by Sumik Datta. Record company, Bucks Music Group Limited. Sincere thanks to Sumik Datta for giving permission to use his music in the film. Performing artists, Jessica Brent, Jessica Elsley, Mohika Shankar. Poetry, Yashko Shrestha. Voiceover, Yug Shankar, Mohika Shankar. Camera assistants, Aurora Asenjo Guerra, Jessica Elsley, Jessica Brent. Mentor, Katrina McPherson. Concept and direction, Mohika Shankar. ScreenShare Mentoring Programme 2020, MESA Festival, October 2020.
Our next film is from Mohika's mentor and screen dance maker, Katrina McPherson. Katrina's decided to show Moment, a film she made in 1999, and she sent me a short statement to read out. I wanted to share this evening a work that I made when I was a similar age perhaps to the mentees on this programme, and like them, early on in my screen dance career. I made it in the late 1990s, a time before phones could film and editing could be done at home, and opportunities to make what I referred to as video dance were hard to come by. There were very few of us young independent artists exploring screen dance back then, so I was excited to meet Michelle Fox, also a Laban student, whose MA thesis work explored what Michelle called cine dance. Sadly, Michelle passed away from cancer at the age of 30, just when her own dance filmmaking was getting along. Although I had only met her a few times, in the lab and library as it happens, I had seen what a vibrant and visionary young dance filmmaker Michelle was, and so was delighted when her family asked me to make a screen dance in her memory. Not a film about her, but rather an exploration and indeed celebration of the creative possibilities of dance and the moving image. Moment was that work, and although very much an independent go-it-alone project, it soon came to the attention of the wider international screen dance community by being awarded the prestigious Best Screen Choreography at the Dance Screen Festival in Monaco in December 2000. In the 20 years since, Moment has had many screenings on television, in festivals, through DVD, then internet distribution, and in galleries. It has been written about, taught about, and talked about. All things that were unimaginable to me when I set off in the process of making it. And that's what I'd like to finish on. The idea that when we make a screen-based work, we can never begin to imagine who will see it and what its impact will be, where it might go and how it might be received. But if we make the work with integrity and care, then the work can always surprise us and bring pleasure and enrichment to everyone it touches. I hope you enjoy it. Katrina. The film shows two women dancing in a space. Their relationship moves through different moods and states. Their characters are gradually revealed through fragments of action. The significance of the moment, whether solitary or between them, is explored as time is slowed down, stretched, speeded up, repeated, and stopped. The narrative is subtle and intriguing, suggested rather than explained, impressionistic rather than literal. The film was made in memory of the young dancer and filmmaker Michelle Fox, who died in 1997 at age 30 from cancer. The two women in the film are wearing orange, and there are various shots, some fast, some slow, some so zoomed in that we can't tell what's going on and only get flashes of body parts, and some zoomed out far enough for us to be able to see what's going on. The two women are dancing in a large hall with a wooden floor and high ceilings. There are flashes of orange and white, and the camera shots differ and change with quick edits. Sometimes the camera shots repeat themselves, so we see the same section of movement over and over again. Occasionally, an extra section of movement is added, and then we go back to the beginning. We now see the dancers' faces for the first time, and the camera is zoomed out far enough for us to see their whole bodies, dipping to the floor and rising up again. The dancers come into contact with each other and also dance alone. They're in unison and in contrast, and the movements are repetitive. We're also able to see that there are several chairs in the background of the large hall, and the dancers are taking up most of the wooden floor, with chairs around them. Some of the clips use slow motion to slow down time. We see the hall for the first time in a wide shot. There are arch windows and high ceilings, and it's curved at one end. dancers begin a circular motion with their arms, and their movement becomes much faster and rhythmical, twisting and turning, twisting this way and that. The film cuts to black and the credits roll. The title says, "This film is dedicated to the memory and inspiration of Michelle Fox, dancer and filmmaker, 1966 to 1996.
Hello, my name is Maria Evans. I'm a dancer and folder and checker of NHS gowns. My film 2020 Rhythms was inspired by my colleagues at Hygge Tailoring. It explores the rhythmic processes of making PPE gowns and how they dance together on screen. It also dives into the emotional fluctuations of 2020, our pulling apart and our coming together. I wanted to say a big thank you to MESA Festival and my mentor Botis Seva for his eye for rhythm and hope. I hope you enjoy and please stick around for questions afterwards.
Introduction, 2020 Rhythms. Maria Evans' film represents the process of making personal protective equipment, PPE, in a small industrial unit. By using the device of splitting the image into 2, 3 or 4 screens, the continuous, precise and diverse tasks play out together and develop an organic, rhythmic momentum interspersed by brief moments of stillness and illuminated by the humanity of the workforce. The processes make their own music, soft or sharp, smooth or discordant, regulating the pulsing rhythms of work. The screen becomes the dance. The voices of the workers join the soundtrack, with subtitles for the different languages. Little smudges of light dance on a black screen. An opening red door expands the light, tracking a grey-haired man, shouldering a big polythene sack of white fabric. The sleeping factory rouses. 2020 Rhythms, dots of blue evolve into strip lights above a large, cluttered workroom. A line of broad workbenches, industrial sewing machines, tall spools of cotton, piles of crumpled white material, power cables snaked down, cramped metal shelves, blue plastic bins. Translucent polythene flutters in a breath of air from a grill in the wall. A small basin in a corner. Now wash your hands. The grey-haired man works cleanser into his hands as he settles at his paper-strewn desk. He lifts his hand to the phone. The factory comes to life. The screen splits. Workroom on the right. On the left, brisk hands wipe clean a gleaming sewing machine. Hands press seams, position edges together and flick. Guide the fabric into the machine. Needles dip and rise, stabbing an exact line of stitches. 3 screens. Hands smooth white material. A worker guides the cutting blade, slicing a path through a stack of fabric. Snatches of fabric dance on the screens. 2 workers unroll the fabric, sliding it away from us in crisp sheets, silvery white filling the frame. Scissors cut. The image shears down the middle. The material spills apart. A flash of undulating fabric, bright flowers on scarlet, vivid within framing black screens. Hands fold fabric into neat square parcels, medical care gown. The pristine product gleams in its plastic skin. Factory sign, tiger tailoring around a tiger's head. Binding tabs of white Velcro shoot up metal rollers, chopped with relentless precision. Machinery quivers, tabs are spat out, looping through the air into a jumbled pile. Black zips trace diagonal paths from screen to screen. Fingers adorned with glossy scarlet nail polish feed the fabric across the teeth of the sewing machine. A foot in a black sneaker pumps a pedal, powering a rhythm of whirring momentum. Thread is snipped, spools are wound, hands propel. Functional rhythms evolve into something that's life-aiding, health-preserving, indispensable, workforce unacknowledged. Fragile, lacy twists of white thread discarded on the carpet. Weary feet in comfortable shoes. A woman gathers fabric into a polythene sack, shoulders it. The vivid squares of colour on the carpet blur as she passes. Fabric shaken out, trained into square parcels. The screens fold across in response. Sticky tape defines and secures. A body's press flattens the stack. Boxes convey in a smooth propulsion of rollers and conveyor belts, up, down, sideways, coming to rest on the sturdy slats of wooden pallets. Dull strips of light illuminate a storeroom. A worker turns to face us. Rolls of cling film are stretched in a silvery sheen across the matte brown cardboard. Pallets laden with shimmering packages glide just above the floor, pushed on metal trolleys. The screen splits horizontally. Brown boxes along the bottom, inching out of view. A reversing forklift whizzes past a wall of cardboard. Neat stripes of parcel tape create regular patterns. The lorry's canvas curtain is drawn across, masking identical boxes. Rewind across the factory floor. I've been working here over 3 months.
2 years now. 25 years, I don't know.
Shelves, packages, work tables.
Got made redundant, unfortunately.
The cluttered office space.
Well, I'm a dance teacher originally, but I've been sewing for 13 years.
Financially, it's hit us to start with, but we seem to be recovering with our packaging duties.
A dog on its bed in the corner.
The event industry to be brought back in from furlough to do this. It's quite amazing.
It's a pleasure for me to work in this company and make the disposable gowns for the NHS. We all work together like a team here. The unspool slams to a halt at the red door.
How are you?
Faces through a letterbox image. Old, young.
Yeah, I'm fine. Bit fragile.
Well, we're hanging in there.
Irritated.
Yeah, good. A little bit tired.
Yeah, feeling good, thank you.
Been a long 6 months.
It is very tough, yes. It's difficult to be in the event industry when there's no events going on.
Each turns to smile at us. The grey-haired man leaves. The bag over his shoulder has gone. As the closing red door settles the factory into slumber and darkness, the dancing light dies to a tiny flicker. White captions across the black screen. By mid-November 2020, The majority of people in this film may lose their jobs to companies overseas. Please share to help keep manufacturing work in the UK. Created by Maria Evans. Special thanks to my mentor Botis Seva, MESA Festival and Hygge Tailoring. For all my colleagues at Hygge Tailoring.
Our next film is from Maria's mentor and artistic director of Far From The Norm, Botis Seva. Botis has decided to show his most recent work, Can't Kill Us All, which was created in lockdown and screened as part of the BBC's Culture in Quarantine programme. Can't Kill Us All shows the unravelling of one man's mental unrest as he navigates the turbulence of dealing with 2 global pandemics. It reveals the deterioration of his emotional sanity and physical stability as he confronts life in lockdown. From reflecting on childhood memories to reliving Black trauma, Can't Kill Us All pushes through the darkness to find light, humility and peace. I hope you enjoy Botis' work. Can't Kill Us All by Botis Seva sees one man's unravelling and his mental health deteriorating as he navigates through 2 global pandemics. The film starts with him running in an empty field at dusk, filmed from behind with only his head in shot. He tugs at his shirt and removes it, throwing it on the floor before keeping running. Over the duration of the film, we see the man in several different contexts, sometimes sitting very still, sometimes with his son, sometimes crying out in silence. We see the man in various rooms in his house, his bedroom, his bathroom, his son's room, all the time facing from behind. In some of the clips we see the man joined by his son, playing with toys or reading books or simply sitting together. We see the man's face for the first time. There are a variety of shots being used, some close-ups from in front, some from behind, and even some from above, where the camera is placed on the ceiling. The whole film shifts to a blue lighting, and the man starts moving with rhythmic, powerful, dynamic movements. A shot of the man's young son, filmed as if on an iPhone, running around and playing.
Hello, my son. Good morning, Botis. I just want to say I am so proud of you, my son. Every time I see you in his shows, it makes me cry with joy, my son. I know the world is very crazy at the moment, especially for young black men, but I want you to stay strong and never be ashamed of your skin color and your heritage. Oh, my son, God bless you, Botis. I love you so much and I'm very proud of you. I pray to God to continue to bless you and guard you in the name of Jesus. Oh, Shiloh's dad, I love you so much, my son.
The shot fades to black, the credits roll, and the film ends.
Hello, my name is Anna and I'm going to explain a little bit more about the film I created this past 3 weeks. And so it's called Hygge, and this film is about my own interpretation of what I understand by Hygge. First of all, Hygge, which is a Danish word and concept, means to enjoy the little pleasures and to really appreciate these small moments in life that makes us happy. For this, I selected 3 spaces based in my hometown in Spain that best represented both the feelings around this word and for its aesthetic value as well. The idea of this film started a few months ago when the lockdown started. And during this time, when I have to come back to Spain, to my hometown and to my family, I realized how much I appreciate these simple moments with the family and like these feelings of being at home. And then I wrote this text expressing those feelings. And then I found out that there was this word in the Danish culture that really was related to what I wrote down. That's how it all started. And yeah, I'm really thankful for this opportunity of working with someone professional and really getting that insight into my own work, and really looking forward to create more.
Hygge. A young woman with tousled dark brown hair in flowing white shirt and black crop top windmills her arms in a Spanish blue-tiled courtyard with yellow walls, against a blue sky in a field of yellow corn stubble. her gaze intense as the view cycles from field to courtyard to black.
Sometimes I feel many things.
She stands back to us, arm outstretched to the blue sky, fingers reaching out.
Other times, not so many.
In the courtyard, her fingers curl down, her arm lowers, crossing over her face.
Sometimes I think I feel too much.
In the cornfield, her arm moves on.
As if I could drown.
She submerges fully backwards into water, eyes closed, air bubbles rise to the surface.
In these emotions.
Courtyard, field.
Other times, these disappear.
Her arm lowers still.
Leaving me in a serenity state.
She follows her arm's movement downwards.
Sometimes feeling something quiet and simple.
The field is empty, the horizon vast. Courtyard, field, alternate.
Make me feel nurtured. It's in the simple things where I find myself being happy.
She lowers herself gracefully to the courtyard floor, hands taking her weight as she sinks down, sits facing forward, hands resting on her knees. In a bath.
I believe that in the end, everyone is looking for these moments.
She turns on the shower, raises her face to the water, smooths back her hair, accepting the water onto her calm face, blinking into it, breathing steadily. She lowers her head, her hair flopping over her face. She turns off the shower, lowers herself back into the water, submerges, her eyes closed. She surges up, breaking through the water, seen from the doorway, her hair sleeked back. Close up, eyes closed, face calm, she swings her head round, sways forward and back, her spine arching. She lifts her legs straight, toes pointed, arms gracefully swirling round, restricted in movement by the sides of the bath, pulsing forwards, then back. She smooths her hands around her head, swirling them around and around. Lifts her hips high, thrusting smoothly upwards, supported by one arm, extending the other outwards and up. Releases down, once more confined, her arms swirling gracefully, finding, then smoothing the bath's outward edge, laying an arm along it, contemplating it. She lays her head on one arm, gazes straight out with large brown eyes. Stillness. The same pose in the courtyard, still wet from the water, she blinks. Curls her legs in towards her, the loose pleats of the black trousers soft and flowing. She twists, her feet sweep the tiled floor, the toes pointed. She arches up, rolls, reaching, stretching out. Curls back in, sweeps out once more, folds inwards, extending, stretching, viewed close up, from the front, from the back, her face contemplative at rest, as her body writhes smoothly, swiftly, the movements flowing. She curls onto her shoulders, her body straight up, lifts her legs high, twisting, her pointed bare feet turning, weaving against the blue and white tiles, the yellow paint above, a warm place of family. She sits up, continues to whirl round, her body glimpsed in fragments, wrapped by the still damp translucent white shirt. She crouches, arms in fluid motion, hands cupped as if cradling a moving ball. Continues in the vast open cornfield. Courtyard, cornfield, alternate, close in to her upper body and arms, her face abstracted, following the motions of her swirling arms. The viewpoint pulls away as she balances on one leg, extending it. She seems to topple, rebalances, continues, sinuous, winding. She spins round, lowers to the ground, her spine arching down over her bent knee. Rises again, her arms and torso fluidly swirling. She stills, lies prone in the spikes of corn, gazing at us, face impassive, on the tiles of the courtyard, once more in the cornfield. Slowly, she stands, repeats the first gesture in reverse. One arm moves across her body and face until her open fingers stretch up towards the sky.
It's in the simple things where I find myself being happy. I believe that in the end, everyone is looking for these moments.
Concept, Ana Delgado. Performance, Ana Delgado. Music, Carl Penguin. Camera, Shadi Lagrat, Manuel Garrido. The creation of this piece was mentored by James Cousins.
Hi, I'm Emily and I produce ScreenShare with Alison. Thank you for watching the ScreenShare screening. We really hope you enjoyed the films. Please join us for the post-screening Q&A in a few minutes. You'll have the opportunity to hear the artists talk about their films and their processes and ask any questions you may have. You'll find the link to the Zoom meeting provided in your emails and below in the description. We'll see you there, and if not, have a great evening. Thank you.
Please feel free to grab a drink and join us on Zoom at 8 p.m for the post-screening discussion and Q&A.